Today's video is about learning to code, and by learning to code I'm talking about Morse code. So when I was a kid, probably 3 or 4 years old, my dad gave me this toy, which it turns out was a Morse code brainwashing device. And I could remember what it looked like, so I drew this sketch. Pretty rough, right? And it was a red plastic thing with these copper contacts that had the dits and the does, and a stylus, a wired stylus, and you dragged them along the contacts and it made the Morse code sounds. So after searching for years, I contacted Professor Tom at the Enigma Museum, and he came up with this device, which was by Telefunken, that the Germans used to train the soldiers in World War II. Last week, 2 weeks ago, I saw that GPT had enhanced image making capability which combined image and text. So I uploaded both of those and I gave it a description and asked it if it could regenerate it. And so that's what I uploaded, my pencil sketch and the picture of the Telefunken device, and it came up with this. And I said, well, that's basically it, but the orientation is wrong. And it changed the orientation, and it came up with that. From that image, I was able to go out and do a search and basically identify the device. And I found one, brand new in a box from a closed-down hobby store. And it was made by Aerovox. Actually, it was made in 1958 to 60, I guess, by Aerovox. Aerovox, the same company that made capacitors in New Bedford, Massachusetts, that the EPA closed down, declared it as a Superfund site, and basically shipped all their business overseas to China. This is called the Aerovox Easy Code Junior, and basically it says it's a very rare and hard to find new in-box device, the Aerovox Easy Code Junior, that teaches Morse code. So I played with this when I was a kid, and lo and behold, I knew Morse code. It was just like hardwired into me as a kid. Find it on the Museum of Code Practice Oscillators. There it is. And I found one on eBay, and it's in this box. Let's open it up and see what's inside. I actually found the patent on this device, and there's the patent number. And the patent was applied for in 1958 and granted in 1960. And I probably had one of these, I'm guessing, in 1959 when I was 4 years old. Actual patent from the U.S. Patent Office. And there's some images that were submitted with the patent application. Shows the device with the stylus and the copper encoded contacts. So here's the outside of the box. It was marketed as an educational toy by Aerovox in New Bedford, Mass, and that originally sold for $4. I'm guessing mostly through hobbyist and specialty stores. I'm just going to flip this around and take a look at the size of the box. And let's take nothing on the bottom. So here's the actual device. It's pretty much as I remember it. Haven't seen one for 67 years. But what's really significant here is this device taught Morse code through motion and sound, not memorization. And the physical geometry of the copper traces encoded the timing intuitively. It was built during the transition from the tube to the solid state transition, and despite this being a fairly obscure device, it clearly worked really well. It utilized tactile learning, contact encoded timing, and early human interface design, and this was, educational electronics during the transistor transition era, and it basically worked exactly as it was intended, because it taught me, a 4-year-old kid, Morse code so effectively that decades later, I still use Morse code, and I remembered the mechanism vividly, and I actually just recently found and recovered an original device. So that's a side profile, back profile, another side profile. I looked at the contacts under a scope. I can't tell that it's ever been used. but they are heavily oxidized over the years. There's the instructions. No evidence a battery was ever in it. It's got a little Morse code key there if you want to tap out your own code. And there it is, Aerovox Corporation, New Bedford, Mass. That was learning to code 50s and 60s style. Thanks for watching.